This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
Welcome back. YCN Sports Talk, Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide, and we move over to the gridiron for our final three segments. We have the NFC preview, AFC preview next, and then obviously talk some Patriots-Chiefs as their opening matchup is Thursday night in Gillette Stadium. They unveil banner number 5, and our Salt Hill Pub picks of the week coming up at the end of the show. So let's get into the NFC. We went through each division in the summer, so we don't have to break it down too much, but if we go through NFC East, it's right now, it's probably Cowboys-Giants, and it looks like Cowboys might still be okay. Ezekiel Elliott might be able to play this season.
Yeah, I mean, that'll definitely be a huge boost to the Cowboys. I mean, he was getting MVP votes last year. I mean, he was phenomenal. I mean, if the Players Association can continue on with that appeal and keep him on the field, that'll definitely be a huge boost for the Cowboys. And if that's the case, I definitely think the Cowboys are the favorites.
All right, so who are you picking for that division right now today? Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen exactly, but it is looking more and more. He's definitely playing week 1.
Yep.
So who do you have winning that division?
I mean, if Ezekiel's playing, I think I got to go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close division. I do think they might take a half a step back just because Dak Prescott, I don't think he can do as well as he will last year. I'm going to go with the Giants just to, maybe pick the upset, but I do think Cowboys are definitely the favorite right now in that division. So going to the NFC North, I got to imagine that's the Packers. We talked about it in the summer. There's not really a lot of teams. Lions, though, they played them close, only losing the division on the last day of the last season. But I just don't know. Packers getting Martellus Bennett, some other weapons.
Yeah.
Jordy Nelson's healthy. It looks like it's Packers.
Right, and I think the Packers defense, if they can step up, I think that team is going to be one of the best teams in the league. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, with all of his weapons, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, and Martellus Bennett, I mean, they're a very solid offense. And I think it's an easy pick to me, definitely the Packers.
So Packers for Andrew. I'm taking the Packers as well. Going to the NFC South Division, that is a division that the Falcons obviously won last year. The Panthers had a tough season after getting to the Super Bowl. Is Cam Newton back? Is he healthy? What are the Saints doing? Who you got winning that division as we sit here today?
Yeah, so a lot of people think the Falcons will have kind of a Super Bowl hangover.
Right.
I think they will win that division. I don't think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
But I think Cam Newton will have a better year. I mean, MVP to kind of an off year. I think he's going to have a much better year. And I think Drew Brees will also be solid once again, but I think the Falcons are definitely winning that.
Yeah, and the problem with the Saints is they still don't have a defense.
Right.
They lost their best receiver, Brandon Cooks. He's on the Patriots now, newsflash. We'll see him on Thursday night. But I agree with you. I think the Falcons win that division. I don't think they'll have a Super Bowl hangover. They're not constructed as a one-hit wonder, and it's not centered around, Cam Newton. He's a great player, but a lot of their offense centered around him. He had a down season. They have Matt Ryan, obviously, but they have Devonta Freeman. They have a trio of wide receivers. I mean, they have a really good squad, and they have a good defense. I think the defense gets a little underrated, partly because they were on the field so much last year in the Super Bowl, and Brady picked them apart towards the end of the game. But I think the Falcons win that division as well. So we go over to the NFC West, the final division in the NFC. Seahawks. They look like they could be back. Russell Wilson looks like he's in better shape. But then you got the Cardinals lingering, and it's probably that two-team race again out west.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals will be solid, but I don't think they're going to win that division. I know Carson Palmer and David Johnson and Larry Fitz. Fitz and Palmer could be their last season together, and so. I think it's going to either be boom or bust. They could get injured and go down, kind of ruin the season for the team, or they could just go out with a bang and try to win it all. So I think the Cardinals are probably going to be a little underrated. Definitely.
Okay, but so do you have them winning? Do you think they can overtake the Seahawks, or do you think it's still Seahawks division now?
I think it's definitely Seahawks right now. Like you said, Russell Wilson's looking good, and I think they're just a more sound team overall.
And if they can get their offensive line any better than last year, I think they do have a good shot. So I'm taking the Seahawks as well, and I think in the NFC Championship game, I think it's going to be Packers and Seahawks. I think both those teams are right there. I know that might be the two chalk picks, but I'm going to take Packers and Seahawks, and the Packers going to the Super Bowl. Who do you have in the NFC?
Yeah, I mean Packers and Seahawks, just like you said. I think the Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks.
All right.
I think they're going to make it back to the Super Bowl. I think they're my pick for the NFC. I think Pete Carroll and Wilson. I think they're going to do it again, and they're going to be I think they're just going to sneak by the Packers.
Right,
in
it's
the
gonna,
championship
and it
game.
could come down to who's got the home field advantage because
exactly.
obviously very tough to play in Green Bay in January, always tough to play in Seattle. So Andrew has Packers. Well, we both have Packers, Seahawks. Andrew's got the Seahawks representing the NFC. I have the Packers. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get into the AFC and make our picks. Who will represent the AFC? I'm sure that's going to be a big surprise, but stick around. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.